Welcome to New Generation. As usual, let's start with a bit of inspiration, shall we? The people that are quick to walk away are those who never intended to stay. So let them go. Coming up in this week's bulletin, is our educational system failing to address the learning needs of the youth? We'll find out as the world celebrates World Youth Skills Day. And can Ghana adopt the Cuban model of exporting health workers to curb unemployment? We'll hear from you. Plus, an 11-month-old baby from Britain with a rare disorder is at the center of a legal battle as his parents fight to keep him alive. All this and more we have lined up for you. I'm Faustina Safo. Do stay.
Lonely Mr. also has a problem with his radio.
Mission time!
My big brother always stealing my cowbell coconut milk power cable. Check. Circuit board. Check.
Hanger, cowbell, mug, check. Radio, check.
More flavors are better than one. Cowbell is fortified with protein, mineral, vitamin A, C, D, E, and K to help you complete the mission. Cowbell comes in coconut, strawberry, choco malt, and Mr. Owusu's favorite, mocha. There's something for everyone.
Mission accomplished!
Welcome back from the break. Remember, you can join our conversations online. Find us on Facebook at New Generation GH and on Twitter at NewsGenGH. Now let's move straight to our first story. CEO of Lene Service Limited, a human resource consultancy, Dr. Ellen Egan says including internship in the training curricula of institutions is a catapult in aiding the youth to better utilize their learned and acquired skills and also reduce unemployment in the country. Her views comes as the United Nations Assembly states existing systems and methods of training are failing to address the learning needs of many young people. As the world celebrates World Youth Skills Day, my colleague Hannah Odami explores more of this sustainable development goal target, which calls for a substantial increase in the number of youth and adults who have relevant skills to meet the demands of the job market here in Accra.
Young people all over the world have very interesting dreams. Sometimes very ambitious dreams about life and the careers they plan to pursue. But a growing trend is emerging in Ghana where many young people end up in industries or sectors they didn't train for.
My friend here, Sreda, in the University of Ghana studying history and information studies, tells me she wants to be a teacher. Then why didn't you just enter teacher training school?
Well, growing up, I saw all my siblings go to the university and then I wanted to go to the university. That was my first reason to experience university.
Sreda Etiamwa believes that having a university degree will give her some leverage as a teacher.
In Ghana, you realize that teachers are not really paid attention to. You always hear teachers going on strike. So even going into that profession alone is one that I had to deal with.
Some have blamed this trend on the limited opportunities which exist on the competitive job markets in Ghana. Meet Yusuf Issa, a young professional who studied visual arts but now finds interest as a social media executive at Hits FM.
Where did the interest come from, visual arts and then social media executive?
I think the interest grew from how I like to play with stuff on the internet and how I have this desire of sharing or spreading information across and in a very fun way.
Have you thrown away everything you learned in visual arts or sometimes put it into practice?
I sometimes put it into practice occasionally.
Will you ever go back to it?
Yeah, I think I'll consider that.
Some will also say that the connection between school and work, probably it's not there. You study one thing, you come out and you do not have the jobs available, so then you venture into a field that you don't really like. Did it happen to you in your case?
No.
Unlike Yusuf, however, Sreda understands that this form of education prepares her to function better in the work environment.
My course specifically doesn't have a profession. If you history, after graduating with a degree doesn't make you a historian. I think most of us are doing the course, and then when we come out, you have to find a job which is related to whatever you studied.
For human resource practitioner Dr. Ellen Hagan, who has trained a lot of talents to fit the diverse human resource needs that exist in industry, skills development and training in a specific field does not necessarily guarantee success.
I do admit finding out what your dream is, what you want to do in life, is difficult. But the best study of man is man himself. Sometimes you don't realize that you are good at certain things, so you need to rope in your friends, find out what you enjoy doing, and then gradually discover yourself, and then pursue what your dream is.
She believes the country will be the overall beneficiary when skills are nurtured to fit industrial needs. Thus, the need for the country to rethink its educational system to bridge the skills gap.
Internship should be an intentional methodology of upgrading the skills of the youth. So we don't want them to be thrown into companies and then left to their own devices, send this file to this place, go and make photocopy, all the time. There must be some deliverable, some coaching, some, training given to them, on-the-job training, that will make them better than when they got in.
Her advice to Sreda, Yusuf, and many more youth is?
Our university and our training, our educational system makes us specialize too early. When you're in the secondary school, you either have to choose science or arts. By the time you are doing your BEC, you are going one way or the other. And most of our young people, you're asking them to choose when they haven't really discovered themselves. We should be able to have a situation where somebody can study science or arts and then decide later on that, oh, I want to be an engineer after all.
With the hashtag Skills for All, the theme for this year's celebration is aimed at raising awareness about the importance of youth developing skills. The key words here are identifying talents, nurturing it, and utilizing it to the best of your abilities for your community and the country as a whole. Hannah Odame for Joy News.
Interesting there. But moving on, Vice Chancellor of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology suggests government explores ways to officially export nurses. Professor Kwesi Obridanso says Ghana can adopt the Cuban model of addressing increasing unemployment of nurses in the country. The model allows the Cuban government to export medical personnel to other countries in need of their services. His suggestions comes in the wake of the persistent demonstration by graduate nurses seeking for employment. On our discussion train today, we meet with pupils of Globin School at La Paz, and they've been sharing their analysis on his stance.
Hello viewers, welcome to News Generation. Today on our discussion train, we are going to talk about the exportation of nurses suggested by the Vice Chancellor of KNUST. To help me talk about this discussion are my friends. My name is Kamna Bimseche and I'll be your host for this discussion. I agree with the Chancellor. Let us see the views of my friends. Pakesi, do you agree with the Chancellor as I do?
I don't think it's a good idea to export our professionals to the outside countries or abroad.
Oh, why?
You tell my friend. This is because of family problems. Due to the fact that parents have to go outside countries to work, children raised without parents tend to have more psychological problems. Yeah. And when you compare it to those who are raised with parents in family settings and parents in is more better than those parents working in abroad.
I also disagree to the decision made that professionals should be exported abroad. Well, this is due to the fact that there could be workplace harassment. Ghanaian workers, especially female workers, may face a lot of problems working in foreign countries. An example is what is happening in Qatar. There is a bit of ethnocentrism, and there is tendency our workers might also suffer it.
Manuela, you have something to say?
I agree with the Vice Chancellor of KN University because it strengthens the security of nationals who have been traveling to other countries for greener pastures. That is, as the skilled personnel travel to other countries, the government secures them in the job they involve themselves into and the country they stay in by giving them special visas.
I also agree to what the Vice Chancellor suggested, because it's going to expand the tax net, which is going to help develop the country. And China also, for example, China also sends professionals to other countries to go and work, and it has helped her by getting more money from the tax her professionals pay her. If Ghana also does this, I think we are not only just going to get more money, but we are also going to give the Ghanaian youth the opportunity to go out to see other countries, and if they do well in their professions in the other countries, Ghana will be giving the credit. Do you have anything else? Does anybody have anything? Yes, Patricia.
Another thing I don't like is when they go abroad, they might go and face natural disasters like the flooding, the tsunami, especially when you go in those Asian countries where normally there are natural disasters. We can lose a large amount of population if we don't look at that thing especially.
Okay. Please, I don't say something.
Yes, I still think if Ghana exports its professionals to other nations, it will help with the youth, because if we don't get our jobs that we want, it might create problems for us because we have our professions, so we need to get a job.
Lucia, do you have something to say? Crystal, do you have something to say?
Yeah, I have something to say. I still disagree to what the Vice Chancellor said. This is because when Ghana exports all its professionals to other nations, we will require a huge loss. Maybe when we export most of our doctors and nurses outside the country, there will be outbreaks of diseases in the country, so we will need more of the professionals to help. But when we export them, the disease will become very serious and it might kill most of our people in the nation.
Okay. Eugenia, do you have something to say?
When some of our professionals are sent abroad, maybe because of some 1, 2, 3 things, maybe they'll decide not to return. That's also one of the things.
I still agree, because if you have given birth, or even if you've not given birth, you still need to get a job so that you can be able to get some money for food and other things that you need. But if you are not able to get money, what are you going to do? So I still agree. For Chrissy, since you have another.
I disagree, because it will take quite a lot of time for the person to learn the culture and the practices of that place. Yeah, like if you go outside the country, you have to perform some rituals before you can do this job. But in Ghana, before you get any job, you don't have to perform any rituals or something like that.
Mama, do you have something to say?
Yes, I still agree with the Vice Chancellor because when such people are exported, they work over there and they'll send remittances to their family back home in the nation. Ghana as a nation can use such foreign exchange earnings to undertake developmental agendas.
Ultimately, we've reached the end of this discussion. Thank you for being our viewers. We say that if the government is going to consider the exportation of nurses to other countries, it should weigh the disadvantages and advantages before it is considered. Audience, we throw this question to you to decide. Should the government export the professionals or should they not? This is Globin School saying, have an enjoyable weekend. Thank you. Until then, it's goodbye.
We're now moving to a digital world where everyone needs to know about ICT. So it's a great initiative. Well, there's more news in local news round.
We have been bringing you stories of dilapidated school structures and their impact on schools. Today, we focus on the Singchi Methodist JHS in the Eastern region, where students have to study under trees after an old mud bricks structure built several decades ago collapsed, leaving them without any classrooms. Though a JHS block project, which began in 2013, could have been available to the students, the structure has been abandoned halfway. A massive refuse dump in the middle of the Malam market here in Accra has created a really foul stench that greets motorists and passers-by as one approaches the Sakaman Junction. The odor can be smelt almost 300 meters afar. Majority of the traders in the market are unhappy about the situation. Some are, however, not concerned about its implications on their health and actually have no problem coexisting with the mounting of filth.
We're taking this quick break, and when News Generation comes back, we have more in store for you, so do stay.
Lonely Mr. also has a problem with his radio.
Mission time!
My big brother always stealing my cowbell coconut milk power cable. Check. Second word, check.
Hunger, cowbell, mug, check. Radio, check.
More flavors are better than one. Cowbell is fortified with protein, mineral, vitamin A, C, D, E, and K to help you complete the mission. Cowbell comes in coconut, strawberry, choco malt, and Mr. Owusu's favorite, mocha. There's something for everyone.
Mission accomplished!
Welcome back from the break. Now, dual citizenships, also called dual nationality, occurs when a person is the citizen of two countries at the same time. Even though this law is one in the right direction, there are many things within the law that does not create favorable environment for Ghanaians living abroad to actively integrate back into their own country of birth, Ghana, and actively participate in decision making. On WhatsApp today, we asked you, should Ghanaians with dual citizenships be allowed to actively participate in government? This is what you had to say.
Since all people in a given community are equal, I agree that individuals with dual citizenship should be given the full opportunity to occupy public positions such as presidency or being the assemblyman once they have the required quota to execute their duties successfully.
I feel that every person who has dual citizenship is supposed to take part in all the activities of the nation, because even though the person has two citizenships, the person is still a Ghanaian. So it's the right for the person to take part in all the activities of the nation.
I say yes because even though they have two citizenships, they have to take part in activities that goes on in the country because it is their right.
I say no because they are not full citizens of Ghana and they might have other things to do in the other country when we need them.
I disagree that those with dual citizenship should take part in active politics because they will not pay attention to their work and because they'll be traveling to other countries to go and solve other matters. And if we need them in Ghana, they'll be in other countries to be solving that matters.
I disagree with individuals who have dual citizenships to engage themselves in active politics because, as the saying goes, one cannot serve two masters. So either they might not be committed in doing what they are doing because they might have something doing elsewhere, or they might backstab us in case, like for example, they might tell like what's happening here to the other countries which he or she belongs to.
I say no because only full Ghanaians are supposed to participate in our nation activities.
Let's do some soccer now, shall we? Because the former Black Stars defender John Mensah has revealed his intentions of returning to active football. The former captain has been out of action for some time now due to an injury. The defender, who played for the Black Stars for over a decade, wants to return to the national team and feels he's up to the task. But what do Ghanaians make of his stance? There's more in this report.
The 34-year-old, who until his injury was playing for Swedish second-tier club Athletic FC United, insists he's not done with football.
I got small injured, and then it's like I was in Sweden and I got injured and came back to Ghana, and I'm doing my special treatment and then training.
Oh, so you're still playing active football?
Yes, but when I was Sweden, it's like I didn't play it for a league match for them, but it's like I was with them, training with them, my exercise so that I can be okay. But then I got injured with them and I couldn't play matches for them.
So if you finally, recover from your injury, you still will go back and play?
That's exactly what I'm doing here now.
Are you looking at?
If it's not because of injury, how would I play some matches for them? That's why they bought me to play for them. But unfortunately, I got injured pre-season in Turkey. So since then, I couldn't play matches for them. And that's what it is.
So John still has what it takes to play active football?
Yes.
The desire for John Mensah to return to the national team should come as good news to all lovers of the Black Stars, but this is far from the case.
John Mensah has done his part. Then it's now up to for the young ones to also come and take over. He should give chance for the young ones to come and also play, because he's done good for Ghana, but he should let others to take over. At least the young ones should make a name for themselves. So for me, I think that's what I think.
I'm not too sure he can play for the Black Stars again. I think right now he's too old. The last time I saw him on one of the TV stations, then he has this grey hair all over his beard, so he can't play. Even at his peak, he was not really a good player. How much more having a grey hair now? I think for now it's okay. We allow Jonathan Mensah and then the rest of the guys to play.
Oh, looking at John Mensah's strength, I'm not sure he can play because he can't compete with the young players there. Because looking at Jonathan Mensah, Daniel Amate, they got the strength, they can play fluently. But you, John Mensah, if he says, okay, fine, I can be part of the team, give them experience, advice, that one they're fine. But he can't play. As for playing, he can't play.
Okay, to me, if he think he can still play, then he should give us the basis on which he is coming back to play at that age. Do you get? If it's feasible, why not? Age doesn't matter, and moreover, we all know that the footballers, they have their football age and their real age. So if he think that's the age and he's still fit for to play, why not?
Very important or necessary.
Oh, right now, at his age, I don't think he will be able to play, because then times he was a good defender. That one, no two ways about that. But this time around, we want the young people to also show the talent they have. So we should give the opportunity to the young ones for them to show the talent.
Over the past 7 years, the national team has witnessed the drafting of new players most unheard of. The likes of Mubarak Wakaso, Christian Achu, Kevin Prince Boateng, among others, have all found their way into the team. Will John Mensah come back and add any spark to the team, if indeed he's able to make a comeback? Sports journalist Benedict Owusu shared his analysis.
If John Mensah should get a call-up to the team, his experience definitely will be needed. He's been there before. I mentioned that he has played in 2 World Cups. That's the 2006-2010. In terms of Africa Cup of Nations, he's had that experience of playing on the continent. He once captained the team. So what do you need? If you have a very experienced hand in the team, it helps. So if John Mensah is active and is playing very well and he comes in the team, I think we need his experience. He can guide the young players in the team, and he can always arrange the defensive setup very well because of the experience he has.
The final decision rests in the hands of coach Kwesi Appiah as he continues to scout for the right crop of players to secure the country a ticket to the World Cup in Russia 2018. For News Generation, Michael Queno.
Please don't ask me that question. I don't really do sports, so I don't know if John Mensah is good for the team or not. But you can share your views with us on our social media platform, Facebook and Twitter. While you're doing that, let's check out what else has been making headlines around the world in International News Round.
Police in Pakistan have arrested a man accused of tying a young boy to a donkey, which also dragged him to death. Reports say the landowner, Mohammed Miskin, who denies the charges, became angry after animals the boy was looking after strayed onto his land. Witnesses said the man tied the boy to the donkey and beat it so it could run faster. This went on for an hour until the boy died of injuries. Local villagers said the landowner assaulted the 8-year-old named Mudassir after his small flock of sheep and a donkey strayed onto his agricultural field. A jealous husband in Bangladesh is facing life in prison after chopping off his wife's fingers because she began studying for a degree without his permission. Rafiq Islam, 30, blindfolded his wife, Hawa, 21, and taped her mouth, telling her he was going to give her a surprise present. Instead, he made her hold out her hand and cut off all 5 fingers. One of his relatives then threw his wife's fingers into a dustbin to ensure doctors could not reattach them.
An 11-month-old baby from Britain with a rare disorder is at the center of a legal battle as his parents fight to stop his life support machine from being switched off. Baby Charlie Grad has mitochondrial DNA depletion. A London Great Ormond Street hospital says not much can be done for him and he should be left to die. But his parents disagrees and is arguing in court that their son should be allowed to go to the US for an experimental therapy that may stabilize his condition. The world is talking about baby Charlie Grad.
Baby Charlie has been in intensive care at Great Ormond Street Hospital in London after parents noticed he was unable to support himself about a month after birth. Doctors discovered he had a rare inherited disease, mitochondrial DNA depletion syndrome. The condition causes progressive muscle weakness and brain damage. Charlie's parents, Chris Gard and Connie Yates, wanted to take him to see specialists in the United States of America who offered them experimental therapy called nucleoside after they had a successful fundraiser. But doctors at Great Ormond Street Hospital concluded that the experimental treatment would not improve Charlie's quality of life. It has been a heartbreaking legal battle that has captured international attention and drawn offers of support from Donald Trump and the Pope. Charlie's parents have already lost battles in the High Court, Court of Appeal and Supreme Court in London as judges agree with the doctors that the child should be allowed to die peacefully. They ruled his life support be switched off. But this couple is not giving up. They want Mr. Justice Francis to carry out fresh analysis of their case.
only 11 months old, and we're already deciding if he should live or die. Sad there for the family. But you can send your support to them on our social media platform. Tell me what you feel about this story. Should the court rule in favor of letting him try this experimental therapy, or should the family just allow him to die peacefully? Well, unfortunately, we're ending on a sad note, but that's all for News Generation today. Remember, you can join our conversations online on Facebook at News Generation GH and on Twitter at NewsGenGH. My name is Faustina Safo. From myself and my production crew, do have a wonderful weekend as you enjoy the rest of our programs.
Supported by Cowbell with Vitarid.